All right, we're about to dive into a Buddhist teaching that presents a pretty staggering idea about our place in the universe and why this very moment might be more precious than we can possibly imagine. Let's jump right in.
So let's start with a really big question. If you just push aside your job, your family, your goals for a second, what is the single most urgent thing you should be doing simply by virtue of being alive? According to this teaching, there's a very clear answer.
And there it is. The answer is to know the Four Noble Truths. And listen, this isn't framed as some kind of helpful tip for a better life. It's presented as the number one, most critical, most urgent task you could possibly have. So why such a dramatic claim? I mean, that's a pretty bold statement, right? In this first part, we're going to unpack exactly why this knowledge is seen as not just important, but as something you need to deal with right now. Yeah, the whole point is that these teachings aren't for some casual philosophical debate over coffee. They are presented as the most pressing task we face because they claim to be the fundamental solution to the whole cycle of suffering, birth, and death. Now let's move on, because this is where the idea of urgency really gets dialed up to 11. A huge reason why it's so urgent is because the opportunity to even hear this stuff is incredibly, almost impossibly rare. It's so easy for us to take information for granted, right? We have everything at our fingertips. But this teaching uses a really powerful analogy to put this specific opportunity into a cosmic perspective. So just how rare are we talking about? Okay, just pause and really think about this comparison for a second. The chance of being in a position to hear these truths is like a single speck of dust on your fingernail. All the other possible states of being, that's all the dirt, all the soil on the entire planet Earth. It's just staggering. You know, to put a number on it, you're looking at a chance so small, it's basically zero. We're talking less than a millionth of a percent. The point the teaching is making is crystal clear. This isn't just rare, it's a near statistical impossibility. So, what makes it so incredibly unlikely? The teaching explains this by looking at all the other states you could be born into, the other realms where getting this knowledge is just completely off the table. And this table just lays it out so clearly. If you're born a hell being, you're just totally consumed by agony. There's no mental bandwidth for anything else. As an animal, the teaching says, you don't have the capacity to really comprehend these deep truths. As a ghost, you're trapped by this gnawing, endless craving. And here's the real kicker. Even if you're born a deva, a god, living for eons in total bliss, you get complacent. You're so distracted by all the pleasure that you become heedless and forget there's a deeper reality. So you see the pattern here? Every one of these other states represents an extreme. It's either way too much pain or way too much pleasure. Your mind is either too agitated to learn or too blissed out to even see the need to learn. Neither state is the right soil for wisdom to grow. And this all leads us to the human realm, which is presented as being completely unique. It's not about us being inherently better, not at all. It's about having a very specific, very crucial balance that makes the impossible suddenly possible. According to this teaching, two things have to line up just perfectly. First, you have to get that human birth, a state with just enough suffering to make you ask questions, but not so much that it completely overwhelms you. But even that's not enough. Second, you also have to be born in a time, in a historical period, when these teachings actually exist and are out there to be found. And that's it. That's the mind-bogglingly rare event. It's the intersection of the right kind of existence with the right moment in cosmic time. Being born human is like finding that one speck of dust. Being born when the teachings are available is like finding out that single speck of dust is a golden ticket. Which, of course, brings us to the final, challenging question that this whole teaching leaves us with. If you are, in fact, holding this cosmic lottery ticket, this opportunity that is rarer than a single speck of dust on the entire Earth, what are you going to do with it?